Empire State Building.
Z100 Artist Interview Lounge. I'm Crystal Rosas, Miss Meg Donnelly. Woo, 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 woo. So happy to see you. So happy that you're home, Dirty Jersey girl.
Yep.
And we're talking about prioritizing friends and family when you come back home because you're living in LA.
Yes. Yeah.
And you come back and everyone's like, where are you? I want to get coffee. I want to go
I know.
out.
It's always so hard, especially for trips like when they're extended. Like that's one thing because then I can like tell everybody in advance. But like this trip was like, 4 or 5 days. And so sometimes like I just come here and just not tell anybody because it's like so stressful trying to prioritize everybody because I want to see everyone. But it's just like not possible. But.
And you're so busy. So when friends are in LA from here, do you meet up with them? Do you tell them to stay at your spot, or you're just like, actually I have this, like let me know what Airbnb you're at?
I guess it kind of depends. Yeah. I mean, my favorite thing is bringing people to New York who have never been here before. Like that is so much fun, and just like taking them to all the neighborhoods. Also, I have a note specifically for people who text me who are like, hey, I'm going to New York, like where do I go? And I just have a whole note ready and then I just send it and it's good. Yeah.
What's on the note? What are you telling people to
God,
come do?
There's so many things. Like obviously like the more like touristy things like the High Line or like I don't know, like walking around the West Village. It's not really touristy, but but there's like all these like bars and cafes in the East Village that I love. St. Mark's I love. Central Park at this time. Well, right now it's like 80 degrees, but usually in November it's like really nice in Central Park. I mean, it's really nice right now, but like the wintry vibes in Central Park is really nice.
The foliage.
Yes, the
colors.
foliage.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just learned that word last year. So
I know.
Whenever
I always say that. I'm like, every time it's fall, especially in LA, like there's no foliage anywhere. And so I'm like, I need to go somewhere like to see that. So home is always, well, right now, like it's still really hot. So
isn't that so weird?
So weird. I think it's hotter here right now than it is in LA.
Look at that.
Hey.
Look at that. Can't hate on it. And so much coming up for you. We are loving watching you grow and this journey that you're going on. We're talking about how Disney keeps you booked and busy.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
We're talking about High School Musical, the musical, the series. How was that going through all that experience?
It was wild. Yeah.
How long ago was that already?
I think the first like American Housewife, which was technically, it was like ABC, but that's still like the Disney company, and Zombies and all of that. That was like when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
So now I'm 24. So
almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But
crazy.
I mean, you started when you were a baby. You were taking voice lessons.
Yes.
All the things at like 6 out here in Jersey.
Yeah, in Jersey, and then also in New York. Like I moved to New York again when I was young, when I was like 11 or 12, because I was auditioning and doing like acting stuff here and there.
Okay,
and so
how did that happen? You just were into music and singing and acting and dancing, so you were telling your parents?
Yeah, my parents aren't in the industry at all. Like they're huge music lovers and festival goers, so like music was always a part of my house. There was always music playing like all the time, all different types of music.
Like what?
Oh God. Well, Sundays, like when it was like cleaning day, my mom would just play like India Ari and like Angie Stone, kind of stuff like that. Luther, my parents love Luther so much. Like every time I come home and they've been like out, they'll be like, look at this clip of Luther singing. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And then they also love like the Grateful Dead and Neil Young, and then my mom loves 90s grunge a lot, so like Stained and like stuff like No Doubt, and then it's all over the place. But anyways, yeah, but I was a huge theater kid on top of that. So I just love theater, and I thought like Broadway was like my dream when I was like 5 or 6. So I started out in theater, and I was doing like theater productions and like recitals and
like
stuff.
In Jersey?
Yeah, in Jersey.
Around your town?
Yes, and then when I was like 9 or 10 or so, I signed with like a kid management thing for theater only, and then that like moved me to New York when I was like.
So, because sometimes those things are scams, so that was like a good one.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. I was just telling my friends were all talking about it. You go to malls and it's like, oh, like come to Disney Channel, like we'll make you famous, and like
so sad. I did that one with Zach and Cody.
Yes,
I was so sad.
Yes, my one friend just talked about it was a Corey in the House.
Like, we're gonna get you on this. One time.
Yep, the scouting. Oh, God.
One time they offered me to record that commercial for the radio, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
No
I was like, I'm
way.
not gonna do that.
No
but
way.
That's not what you did. You did
No, I went to a
real
theater school
one.
called Annie's Playhouse, and then they had this like workshop that was like real theater manager. It could have easily been fake as well, but no, it wasn't. But it was like this manager came and we all like auditioned and like performed in front of her, and then it like kind of just went from there. But I had no idea what I was doing, and my parents equally had no idea.
So then you signed to this manager.
Yeah.
And then what? They know all the connections to do auditions for Broadway?
Yeah, for Broadway. And then, when I was like 11 or 12, they were like, hey, how about you start going out for like commercials and like TV shows that like film in New York? And then eventually it was like, now start auditioning for TV shows in LA. And then
then how many auditions in New York do you have to go on? Did you go on until you got, like, what was your first gig?
Sesame Street.
What?
Actually, yeah, crazy.
That's a good first one.
It was, yeah. It was like this episode with Juanes, and we taught kids how to say. It was like manos, cabeza, pie.
Wow, Spanish. Yeah, I grew up with Juanes.
Oh yeah,
heck yeah.
Yeah. It was so fun. It was great. So yeah, we're just
iconic.
dancing in the background, just like, yeah. So that was the first thing that I ever did in Queens. So, and that was when I was like 10 or 11, and then. Yeah. So
wait, that's a good resume. You book Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then what, you are auditioning more and more?
I think I auditioned like 5 to 6 times a week, like every week for years and years
in person in different places?
Yeah, just all around the city.
After school or something?
After school. Sometimes I would leave school early. Yeah. At one point I just started doing like internet school because like it was just so much, like when I was like 11 or 12, just because it was like being on sets and then all of that stuff. So yeah, it was wild.
Wait, what about your sibling? Do you have siblings?
I don't.
Oh, okay. So just you. Okay, so nobody's getting jealous.
No, I always think about that because a lot of like child actors, like they have siblings, and then if they book something in LA, let's say, and then their family like splits up, and it's like it's just like so complicated. And I just feel for them because it's just such a hard thing to navigate. But since I was an only child, it was just me. My mom like worked at like a company like full time. She was like kind of like boss lady. And then my dad also worked, but he could like, kind of work from home. So it was me and my dad against the world. So just going to all the auditions.
Daddy's
and
girl.
Yeah.
Oh
so it was really fun. Yeah. And then I auditioned for Disney and Nickelodeon like the entire time as well. And then not until I was 16 did like Zombies come about, but like while I was already in LA. But
so
yeah.
Just keep at it. Don't quit. Don't stop.
You really have to, I was just talking about this the other day too. Like this industry is not for someone who's looking for like a steady job, because like no matter what, like no matter how successful you become, like it's always just like you never know. Like you never know where your next like work's going to be, and you really just have to keep going, and you really have to love it too. Because if you really don't love it and you don't have fun doing it, it's like, it's a lot of work. So, yeah. But it's great. And I've had a lot of fun, so.
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah.
You're starting season 4 of Zombies? Or
Yeah. We just filmed the 4th movie in New Zealand, which is crazy.
What the heck?
I know. It's so random.
Wait, what was the first few?
All 3 of them were in Toronto, which I love. I love Toronto.
Not New Zealand.
And then the 4th one, they were like, hey, how about New Zealand? I was like, sign me up. So yeah. And it was really cool. Being in New Zealand, I can't recommend New Zealand enough to anybody. It's just like the most magical place.
What is your schedule like? Did you have some days off to go cave? I know there's caves diving in the ocean, right?
Yeah, I feel like we saw so much, and the locals were so nice. They had so many suggestions on where to go. So we saw like everything looks like a postcard. It looks like a painting. It's just like, it's ridiculous. So it was so much fun being there. And there's all these like new kids in the cast, so the movie's kind of like the older kids passing a torch to the new ones. And I'm sure there will be more movies to come with the new cast, so I'm so excited for them. So it was just like a different change of like kind of looking out for the kids, and I feel like our job was more to like look out for them more so than anything else. So it was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That you're working with like babies that when you started off.
No,
yeah.
like I was like crying almost every day, just like watching them be so excited. And because it just reminded me of when I was like their age, and because they're all like 14 to 16, so they were like babies.
And the industry was a lot different when you started than now.
Yeah, with social media, man, it's like watching them navigate. They make TikToks literally every 2 seconds, and I'm like blessed. I wish I could. I'm trying to. I'm trying.
I need a nap. I need a nap.
I
know.
Right they're doing it all the time, and it's so different. Like watching them navigate social media, it's so fascinating. Yeah, because I like social media was very much a thing when I was their age as well, but not like it is today. So, yeah.
And you're also in voice acting, which is kind of it's kind of different, kind of the same, but so many scripts come in that you have to think of so many different, because that's a whole other world. Yeah. Acting on camera and then voice acting. Yeah. So how was that?
So much fun. I love voice acting a lot because you can just go, roll out of bed, go into the vocal booth. And I think especially with voice acting, you can just do a lot more like random crazy things, and there's more like freedom in that way because you're not on camera. Like you can just really go like full out, and I love doing like weird bits and like cracking jokes all the time. So like being able to do that just like in a bunch of different characters is just so fun. It was awesome.
And so we've been acting, we've been voice acting, we've been doing Sesame Street all the way to Disney, and now we're in our mid-20s and we're doing music. Yay! We're in our pop star era.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a time to be in it.
Yeah,
pop
for sure.
is up right now.
Uh-huh.
So congratulations, your single By My Heart just dropped.
Thank you.
That is a huge deal.
Thank you.
How is it working on this project?
So incredible. Yeah, I feel like I've been making music for the past couple years, just kind of like behind the scenes trying to figure out what I want to do, because also like I said before, like having such a crazy like eclectic music taste, like because of my parents, which I'm so grateful for, like all the music that I listen to is kind of like from like older eras, and just trying to find exactly what genre I want to be in.
Like who am I? What am I doing?
Exactly. Yeah. Like I always knew it was pop for sure, but I just didn't know like what kind of pop or like what lane. And so I finally feel ready, and like this timing just feels really right, and it's really authentic. And I'm really proud of By My Heart. That song just I feel like is the core message for everything moving forward. Just like, I feel like the like next single is very dancey, and I want it to be dancey and fun and have all these influences in there, but By My Heart is like the core message throughout all of it, if that makes sense.
It's like the staple. It's like that's what you're standing on.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, because you've been acting as other people usually, or you've been a character or voicing other characters, and now it's like, okay, this is my voice. Like this is what I want to stand for.
Exactly, yeah. Especially being a child actor too, like talking about all of it, I feel like we become very media trained and very like you have to go with the flow and like not speak, like obviously speak up for yourself, but like be easygoing and like make sure that like you say yes to everything, like kind of thing. And so being able to shed that is like really nice. I'm not 100% there, but I'm like slowly shedding that away and just trying to be more authentic. And I feel like releasing music is really helping with that. Just like finding my voice in that way. Because for so long I've just been like, yeah, no, for sure. So,
Yeah, that's so interesting that you say that.
Yeah.
Especially the trajectory that you've been at. I mean, Disney is such a staple just being.
Yes.
And you want to give pride to that, and you want to like live up to that. And it's amazing. It's such a blessing to do that. And now you're like, thank you. I love you. I'm here next to you. But who am I?
Right.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
What is my purpose now? Just on my own. Wow.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna bring the moves with your new single In My Bag.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank
We've
you.
been in that bag.
Thank you.
What is that single for you?
It's really fun, and it's really inspired by, I feel like listening to it, I feel like you can hear kind of like the early 2000s, like 90s inspiration in there, and like all like the artwork we've been doing for it is very inspired by that like era as well. But yeah, it's just like a really fun song. I feel like the best way to describe it is like a get ready song for like, at least when I like go out, I have like a whole playlist of songs that like get me pumped up and like confident.
So a pregame list.
Yeah, like a pregame song. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's like a pregame song.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I'm really excited about it.
We need more of those. Like sometimes the pregame is even better than the actual
I know.
event, no?
Always. Yeah. It's always fun talking about how excited you're gonna be to go and like and dancing like in like where you're getting ready. More so than actually going. Yeah.
So fun. Yeah. And seeing that you've been able to work alongside huge names, Steve Aoki, Avril Lavigne. I mean, that was awesome to see. Mm-hmm. How is that being able to be next to these huge names that we've been looking up to for so long?
It's so wild. I feel like I've been so grateful to like work alongside or just like be able to witness some like really cool, amazing people that like I grew up with, especially being in like the Disney world. Like you come across so many like, Disney icons that I grew up watching. Like even, oh my God, seeing like Miley Cyrus get awarded at D23, like I never cried harder. I was like, she's just so incredible. But yeah, just like, just being able to be in the same like realm as them at all is just really crazy. So also being here, like I grew up like listening to Z100. It's actually insane. Like I was talking about it yesterday. I was like, I literally grew up like listening to this like radio station. Yeah, like it's actually insane that I'm here. So yeah, just stuff like that is just like, it's just wild. So
we're so happy you're here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. Wait, back to Miley because I'm obsessed too.
Please.
I've never seen her in person. How was that?
Incredible. So incredible. I also remember somehow I got invited to the Endgame premiere, like the Avengers. I think it's because like a bunch of people couldn't go for scheduling conflict. There's no way I was there. No, like genuinely there's no way. No. And I also think I harassed Disney so many times. I'm like, if there's any Avengers stuff, like please. But anyway, I remember seeing her there and she like in person, I literally like, it was one of the few times in my life my like jaw actually dropped. I was like, that's literally Miley Cyrus. That's crazy. But yeah, I've loved her since I was like 6 and I will forever. So,
same.
Yeah.
I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw that you're learning a new language. You're learning Japanese.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I am.
What is about that journey? What happened there?
Oh goodness. It's a long story. Basically, I went to high school in the city with this like Japanese boy band, and they're still a boy band today, but they like came to my school and we all became friends, and I just like I was helping them like with their English, and then they helped me with my Japanese, and then yeah, it kind of just went from there. And I still keep in contact with a lot of them now, and then I just started learning Japanese like from that. And I like learned to be friends with them. And then after, even when they went back to Japan, I was like, wait, like I'm just going to keep up with this because like, why not like use it?
So what are you on, Duolingo or like Rosetta Stone?
I actually went to a place called the Fuji School in Los Angeles. And then just like watching YouTube videos.
You went to a Japanese learning school?
Yeah.
Wait, that's cool.
Yeah. They definitely have them in the city too. But yeah, and then like there's like online courses too, but I actually can read and write better than I can speak it because there's not really many opportunities for me to like talk to people. But I am always texting my friends, and I feel like reading like tweets or something like that, like in Japanese. So I feel like I can read it more, which is usually it's the other way around. Usually you could speak it more than you can like read and write, but yeah, it's crazy.
Especially Japanese. It's a harder language to write.
Yeah. It like...
It just looks hard. I don't know.
No, yeah. At first, it's really hard. There's also like 3 different types of like writing. And so it's really complicated. But after like a couple of months or so of like of learning it, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's with every language.
No, of course. No, but for real.
Yeah.
Have you gone to Japan yet?
I've been once. Yeah,
I
really want to go back. I think it was 2018, so it was pretty long ago now. But yeah,
for fun.
Yeah, for fun, and then also for work. Like I made it for work once I got there. And it was so cool. It's like I just love the culture so much. The food's incredible. Yeah. I only went to Tokyo though, which I was so grateful for.
Did you go to Disney?
I did, the Tokyo Disney. It's so good.
Tell me everything right now.
Oh my God, it's incredible. It's so like Tokyo Disney Sea, like because I have the Disneyland.
Oh yes. They had the sea one.
Yeah, the sea one is so cool.
I just had a dream about a stingray last night.
No way!
Yes! I have a lot of aquatic dreams.
It's your sign. You gotta go.
Oh, you went to the sea version one.
Yes, yeah.
So it was like just an aquarium on overload?
They have like, like aquarium stuff. I feel like it's kind of like the equivalent to, have you been to Disneyland?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's kind of like California Adventure where it's like there's not really like a theme, but it's like just a bunch of cool like rides and like different areas to go. But like the main area when you walk into, it's just all like sea, like ocean life. It's so cool.
Little Mermaid?
Yeah, the Little Mermaid's there. I'm trying to think what else is there.
Yeah, what else is water?
Moana. They had this like Pirates of the Caribbean like water show and like things were like exploding. Oh, they also had a show all about New York. It was so funny. Like we walked up and it was like New York. I would
cry. Yeah. I would actually tears.
It was so cute. It was so awesome.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they're like the Big Apple.
Disney Sea, but I didn't. Whoa.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You think you can do it in a day? Or you would have gone maybe 2?
I think so. I went for one day. I went to Disneyland and then so it was like a whole day thing. I feel like
so when you work at Disney, like do you get like the Disney privileges at those parks?
I wish at in Florida and California, like those parks, like and it's so cool. Like that's like a great perk. Yes, like that's an awesome perk.
Club 33?
No, Club 30.
You better call somebody.
I wish. I know.
What do you mean? You need to call somebody.
Club 33 is like it's like legit. Like you need. It's like
zero bond.
It's like months of like paperwork and like all this. Yeah, it's like it's a lot to get in. I wish. I really wish. I feel like it's like extremely exclusive, but
still,
one day.
Still, I mean, no, we'll get there.
But in the parks in Japan, for example, it's actually like owned by a different company. So like they lease the Disney property, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah, I tried. I was like, hey, like,
see me on Zombie 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, like no, so yeah. I know.
Haters.
I know. But still, like, you have to go.
No, I need to go.
Yeah.
Like, that's so
Yeah, the stingray's
cool.
a sign.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Did you link up with your friends when you were in Japan? Your Japanese friends?
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're so incredible. So.
Yes.
And it was really cool, too, like, being in their city, because I feel like they were in New York the whole time. And so being there, it was cool, like, having them show me around. It was a special moment.
I see a collab coming up. You
singing
in Japanese. That'd be cool, huh?
Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to go to Japan and perform there and all of that stuff. Also in the K-pop world, I'm obsessed with K-pop, so that would be really cool as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have our single that's out now, the one that's coming up in my bag, and you're working, I suppose, maybe like on an album or an EP.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's the I feel like top of the year, I will probably release like a couple more singles, and then the goal is to do like an EP. I mean, the ultimate goal is to do a whole album. And so that's like definitely in the works, and I'm like working on that right now. So yeah, I feel like there'll be another single top of the year, and then a lot more music to come. So I'm really excited.
You're writing right now?
Yeah.
So you're like traveling and you just have your journal or your notes app, you're like humming into your voice recorder?
My notes app is mental. It's so like it should be like studied. Yeah. I don't know if anyone could ever see it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I feel like I write down like every thought I have. I'm like always constantly writing in my notes app, and then I also have a journal with me at all times as well. But yeah, I just love like writing down concepts and everything like that. It's like always helpful just to jot anything down, but I'm always overthinking and thinking about way too much, so it helps me like organize everything when I write everything down.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it's just working on music in LA, and then also in New York. Like I like have a lot of people that I love working with here as well, so yeah, just going back and forth and working on music. So yeah.
So then you're gonna tour your album, right? So
you've
been watching, you've been going to shows. Have you been in any concerts lately that have inspired you? You're just been really busy.
I'm trying to think. Actually, when we were in New Zealand, when we were in Auckland, we were right across the street from a stadium, and they had concerts there literally every week, and we genuinely lived like a 20-second like walk. So then we were like, hey, anytime someone was there, we're like, we kind of have to go. So we saw the Jonas Brothers.
So I cried.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
They performed for 3 hours and like performed every single song they've ever had. Songs that I forgot like in the back of my mind, like I'm just like singing them, and I'm like, how do I know this song? Oh my god.
Wait, so
They're
you're
incredible.
you're
We could talk about them
Disney
forever.
brothers, so like, can you get like the hookup to there too?
Well, actually, the director of Zombies directed Camp Rock.
Yes, he did.
Sir!
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So yeah, so we got to like see them
He's
afterwards.
famous.
It's so cool.
What's his name again?
Paul Hohen.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like, he's
Paul
that's the man
Hohen!
right there.
Yeah.
No, of course. I just forgot his name, but
Yeah, so we
I called him up.
Yeah. Well,
You got the box suite.
he was going anyways, and then we went to the and then Cash also because my friend Ten Rock and then also the music management company I'm with did their album.
Oh my gosh.
So-
See, look at life. Look
Boom.
at life. See that Disney connection.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. So it was really, it's such a small world. But so the Jonas Brothers. Then we saw SZA.
Ooh,
So good.
Jersey girl.
So
That's
good.
You. That's
Yeah.
you right there, Jersey girl.
She is so good.
She's floating. In that
Yeah.
yellow dress.
Oh my gosh. And her whole every time she performed a song from Control, I was just crying and I was like, "Need you for the whole me." Yeah. And then we saw Blink-182. So good.
Oh my gosh.
Um.
Charles Barker.
So
Were the Kardashians there?
Yeah. No, I don't
Oh.
think. No, but it was so good. They put on a great show. And then my favorite one that we saw was Jungle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they have I definitely like out of all the concerts I've seen like recently, they were like inspired me the most because they were just on stage. You could barely like see them. They're just like a huge band and they sound incredible. But it was just like ambient lighting in the background, and because there was nothing happening, like there was no cameras on stage, there was no like big like, thing.
Crazy production.
No one was on their phone.
Oh.
And everyone was just dancing. And like I went with my two friends and we just had our eyes closed the whole time just dancing. And then afterwards we were like, so how was that concert for you? Like, and it was just crazy because I can't remember the last time if I've ever experienced that before. So it really inspired me of like, oh wow, they're really doing it just for the music, So I thought that was really cool.
Because
Yeah.
yes, we do have we're watching the flames, we're watching the fireworks.
Exactly.
We're so distracted. We need like stimulation on overload.
Yeah.
But
And
then when you just peel it back.
it was crazy because people, I think just out of habit, every time a color changed, like everyone was like, and then they put their phones back. So the phones would only come out when like something changed in the background. They'd be like, oh, like, let me take a picture. It was so wild to watch, but it was so cool. And I would see them 1,000 times more because the music's so good and it's all dancey. It felt like we were in like a speakeasy in like the East Village, but it was an entire stadium. Like that, I thought it was so cool. Yeah.
So you're taking parts of here and you're taking parts
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
you're
and
like,
Bruno Mars, I love everything that he does.
Man, Bruno Mars. Well, you saw him too?
I saw him in 2018, but I will never forget it.
You're just plugging that in. Bruno Mars, I love you.
Yeah, Bruno Mars, yeah. Yeah. But all of his performance stuff is just like it's just like a big party. Oh, I saw Justin Timberlake actually. My friend's dancing with him and
That was fun.
it was like
your friend is
similar-
in his dance.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. And it's like similar vibes to Bruno where it's just like dancing, singing, like a massive party. The whole band is like dancing too, and like it just feels like the audience is like really included. So that was really cool.
Well,
too.
you see these OGs, and then
Yeah.
you see that like, oh my gosh, they have a hit and a hit and a hit, and that's
Yeah.
what like the longevity of a career
Uh-huh.
is. Like we're at the tip, but we're starting your new pop
Yeah.
life, and it's so cool because you've had such a long repertoire of all your work, and now you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is gonna be me, and then one day like you're gonna be the one where all the hits and the hits and the hits.
Yeah, that's crazy to fathom, but that's definitely the goal for sure. Yeah.
All right, now the real stuff, the election. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No,
goodness.
No. I have had such a great time talking to you and
Yeah.
getting to know you.
Thank
And
you. You as well.
What a blessing. The Tri-State has their very own little shining
Thank
star
you.
that we're going to be supporting with your music and your album that you're working on, and we're going to see you on tour.
Thank you.
When
yes.
that happens, yes, I know we're crossing our fingers for that, but I know you're still filming and you're doing so many other projects. So congratulations, Meg.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in, and we're just as honored to have you here as you feel.
Thank
happy
you.
To be here at
So wild.
Z100.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
What
having
about
me.
the fans that have been supporting you since Sesame Street?
Oh goodness. I can't thank you enough. I don't think like they realize how much they've like kept me going through all of this because just being in the industry for so long, I feel like it's really easy to like get lost and not know why you're doing this anymore and finding the reasoning of why you're doing it constantly. And like they've always been like a reason and been so supportive. So thank you so much. Like, actually, thank you.
What about your
Yeah.
dad that took you all your auditions and your mom
Yeah.
that was holding it down?
Yeah, my mom and dad as well. Like, I genuinely don't know what I would do without my parents. Like, I feel like being an only child, you have this like really like they're also your siblings, also your parents, also your friends. Like, it's like a really weird dynamic, but I don't know what I would do without them. And like their support also too, like has always kept me motivated because they're just like their work ethic is just wild. So
Yes.
yeah.
Aw. Well, congratulations again. Thanks again for stopping by.
Thank
we cannot
you.
wait to support you for even more, man.
Thank you.
From